Let's see, is everything working correctly? Yep, okay. So I'm continuing back where I left off in this city. If you saw last time, I did crash. However, I did manage to build everything back to the point where I crashed before. I did make some slight changes. I'm just gonna go over that. So for instance, the train line, I did say I wanted to put this building. I did say it in another time. I guess the crash was for this reason. It was another time. So I put it here again. And instead I just made the train line kind of curve and then curve inward again just to go into the city. I also kept part of it since the train line was originally there, going this direction. So I decided to just have a separate line, have two separate lines, and they both come toward the city center. And they'll both come into this portion over here. I'm not sure where they're going to terminate yet, but I'll think of something. I also did change the tram line. So as of right now, there are no trams compared to yesterday. Yesterday had trams. I had like a little junctions point over here, but I had a different idea. I decided to make it... I never used these before, the reversible tracks and the track AI, but I decided to use it here. So it kind of just turns around at this point, right at the terminal station. So it's going to go all the way... It's going to run straight down under the tracks, then come back up like what it was doing yesterday, and then go across the bridge. And I'm actually going to make it go up. So it's going to go up. I don't know what's going to be up here yet. I don't know if I can go up here. But so for the most part, I just might make this road turn. If not, it could bridge over, but it would have to bridge over this as well. Or it doesn't have to, I guess. It could bridge over and then come down really quick. Or just turn. I'm not sure yet. I don't have the buildings here. The eco-friendly buildings yet. I was going to place them, but I did want to see what kind of assets I had. Like, I want to see if I have any custom buildings, any modern custom buildings that I wanted to place in here. And same here. So I was testing out these 1900 buildings, or the apartment buildings, like New York style, because they did look good next to the financial district, because they're kind of similar. You got large stone, this is a brick, and I do match the appeal of like downtown Manhattan, well, like the courthouses and things like that. And they just resemble it a little bit. Well, with the old buildings, not with the glass buildings now. And I was just rotating this because I feel like this will be better facing this road down here rather than facing up on the street. It would add for, say, not parking, but it would just feel better to put it on this road rather than this road. I still have to add the park, which will go down here as well. The park will be here as well. Here, I might get rid of these rocks, but I plan on putting like a pier here, like little boats. And I also might straighten out this road to match the pier as well. I'm gonna erase this road from this point and straighten it out, and then make it curve back up here. I'm gonna try not to place trees, because the game will update soon, and it'll be the last update, I believe. So there is one mod that I know, well, two mods that I know that will break completely, and that is this mod and Prop Anarchy will definitely break. I'm gonna try not to place trees or signage for props. I could just update everything for now, I guess, but I could do that. Maybe I'll do that for tomorrow. I'll have the mods gone and place them. But we'll see what happens. I might even just wait until the update comes out just to see what happens. Hopefully it won't be too much of a problem. It might be a problem, but hopefully it's not too much of a problem. Also, what I wanted to do was actually build the train line. So I want the train to be, I want there to actually be trains on here later on that'll go into the city. But before I do that, it would have to be completed over here. I do want to make a custom yard as well for the metro. The tram lines, I'm not sure if I want to do it for tram lines. I could. I've done it before. I might as well, honestly. I'm thinking of it now. Everything could just be parallel to this, so it doesn't cause too much of a ruckus. Everything will just go underground in one large tube, I guess, over here. So I guess I'll try that. I just placed this just now. I just wanted to see what it would look like. Not sure if I want that to be there though. I might move it over here, to be honest. Some squares that it could fit. Like right here, it could fit pretty nicely. Or even down here as well. Let's just get started then. Original plan was to just place buildings down. I wanted to see what buildings I could place over here. Next to the financial district. Financial district will span one more block. Maybe up to this bridge. It'll end. I don't know if I want to place financial. I might place. Actually, I might place one, but not many. There are some financial buildings that look like museums, which would look cool, but not maybe what I want in this area. There are some that look like kind of like malls, like this one. This one looks like a museum, I guess. It is a little tall. Should be fine being placed here. It should be fine being placed here. I don't want nothing too tall. Maybe just one tall one. Maybe this one. Or I could use this corner piece. These ones do have different shape. But it would look a little strange, so let me use this one. Maybe I'll put this corner piece on the side over here. Then I can place it as a centerpiece. Maybe not that one, maybe this one? No, I'll make this one wrap. Another tall piece and just make it wrap around this. Like that. However, there is a one block gap in the middle. I could put a path because I don't think there's a building that'll match this kind of aesthetic. Let me see. Nope, blocks it. Yeah, it blocks it. And they just block it. I don't know if I want that. I might just make this a path. Where's this one? It's the same building. This one looks not bad, but they kind of sent. Oh, but they have bench. Maybe I'll keep this one. This one might fit actually. Maybe I'll keep this one. I get it taller, or maybe what version look like? It does kind of fit in nice and snug. It might be too tall. It should be fine. I want to change the color to match those. Also, I forgot. These streets I had, they come with parking. I want to use 2 lane instead of 3. I feel like 3 will be too much. I'm gonna change all the 2-lane bike lanes into this one, and the 3 lanes as one. Well, what is it? Okay. So one way going up. Right here. I'll keep this 3-lane because it's an important kind of merge. Then I'll become 2-lane past this point. Parking is nice that it comes with. With the different radios today. This. Honey breeze. I could try the new downtown radio. I want to fill in these gaps as well. 2x2 buildings. Let me see if there's any that fit well. One looks a little too much. It was not bad. It does have red brick. It could make a nice distinction, honestly. This one looks a little flat in the face, but it does fit well. Make the colors match a little bit better. Yeah, this one does fit well. So I want there to be like a high rise over here. It kind of goes down a little bit, and then it kind of spikes back up, and then it goes back down again. That's what the downtown area will look like. It will look like... If you ever see Manhattan from afar, kind of looks like... It's very hilly. Manhattan is a very hilly island. The reason the buildings look like that is because it's the material that's under Manhattan. It's a special kind of rock that allows skyscrapers to be built on top of it, next to the river. Because usually you wouldn't have that many buildings on an island, especially buildings that are that tall. There's a certain kind of rock called, well, they named it Manhattan schist. I believe that's a metamorphic rock. A hard rock that's as hard as steel allows them to build really high buildings on top of it. Schist. I think S-C-H-I-S-T? I think. It's hard to spell, I guess. Here, do I want to continue this building? Too tall? Again, too tall might be too high, but... You know what? One tall. Let me remove this one and make it 3 tall. We get some stocks. Usually the cheat way to do this is to decrease your budget for things, and I don't know if they patched that, but I'm gonna try to do it for reals. This one's pretty bad to buy. It's too high. This one's really low, so it's a good to buy right now. I can go for this one. I have unlimited money, so I don't care. I'll put it all. I'll wait a little bit for this one. Healthcare. That's fine. Let's stop there for now. It usually takes me a while to check back on it. I'm not really a stock person. These ones will be smaller buildings. Smaller variants. Since they're on the smaller road, I'm going to put them small. However, I don't want these to be spread around the entire block. But here's what I'll do. I'll put the smaller ones on the side. This is what I was doing yesterday before I crashed. I was placing buildings. placing a specific building and I crash. I don't know why, but I did it again today just to make sure it wasn't the building, so I placed them. I could just pick them with the picker mod, but I want to see where they are because I'm going to use them again. To the bottom. I believe it's a 3 long, so they fit kind of perfect, and they're the same kind of design building as well. What I want to do is just kind of place them along, and this side is red, which is actually kind of perfect. I'll place the red building. I'll go red, red, brown, red, brown. Yeah. Just to give a little variety. I don't want them all to be the same building. Almost resemble like a brownstone, but they're brick. They're nice houses. Only 1 person? 2 people live here? 2 people. 1 upstairs. Even though there's 3 floors, I guess there should be 3 people. Again, I don't want too many people in the city. I mean, I do, but I don't want too many to make it look like a ghost town. Same here. We do the same thing there. Or you can just cheat. Not really cheat, but make your life easier. Just copy. Place it. It is uneven. There's 3 here. I can fix that. Outmatches. You know what? I'll leave it like that. It'll be a little annoying to look at, but variety, you know. Now, these New York buildings, I do want them. So, I don't know what they're called. Are larger than normal, but they're not in this. I don't think they should be in this list. Yeah, they're not here, so they're in this list. I forgot to change the title. This is day 7. I'm gonna use a small one. It's a little tall over here. I'm gonna still use the tall ones. Not too tall. Might be a good height, but I want a corner piece. That works. Then kind of descend. Vanilla. I don't know why all these things are showing. It should just be files. Weird. Oh, because never mind. As much as I want to use these, they're not too wall to wall. I kind of want wall to wall. They're not. Only one side is wall to wall. Corner piece. I did use that, didn't I? It's not. There's nowhere I can use it here. These. Oh, these are tall. apartment building, but too long. I'm looking for. Oh wait, it should be under commercial, I believe. Yeah. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. These buildings. A little bit taller. Corner. Something with the left corner. I know for sure all these aren't smileys. I don't know why all these are appearing. Wait, this one? No. They're all a little small. I mean, corner would be nice. A nice little corner store.
Lights, camera, movie. There's nothing
Larger
like
ones?
watching a movie to take you to another place or time. And there's
These
no better place to watch
could
movies.
work.
And no better time than the time it takes you to get from where you
It's a
are
little
to where
tall.
you'll break box office records of fun as you take a trip to Tinseltown Movieville, USA. Action, cut, quiet on the set. Our theaters feature noise-absorbing fabric.
Could work here.
The only thing you hear is the movie. That
This is more for this side.
It's the sound your ears
I mean,
hear when
I guess I could use move it and rotate it.
So come on down and
Actually, I don't know if I... Yeah, I can.
The wait is over. It's finally here. Friday
I'll just do that.
night bowling at Andy's Bowling Alley. Every Friday night, anyone who
Oh,
plays at
the
least
backside's
2 games of
different.
bowling gets a free bowl of chili. So don't wait. Book a lane now. Due to recent
You know
incidents,
what,
the chili
that'll
will
just
only
be-
distributed at the end of your visit. That way you can
I
enjoy
guess
it whenever you
that'll...
want,
well,
in
it
a
does have
park,
an
at
exposed
home,
side for the
or on
fire
a
escape.
construction site.
I mean, some buildings have
Good
this,
times
so
are
it's
all the
fine.
fun that bowling can provide. So come on back and be reminded that you're not actually that good at bowling. Andy's Bowling Alley.
It's fine. I could put multiple next to each other. They look fine next to each other.
Hello again, everyone.
If I just get that one
Times of the day.
piece,
To read another letter from our listeners.
guess it.
Dear Earl,
I guess it doesn't have to be that perfect.
really picky person.
Is the conclusion I'm thinking of right now.
Enjoy life.
This could actually be good over here.
Well, that's very direct. I wouldn't say I'm picky. I'm discriminating. I appreciate it when things are done right, and not just half right for show, but really right. Like someone
Okay, my conclusion is becoming. It doesn't have to be that perfect.
asked for, is it? In fact, if you really want to enjoy life,
Bad on that
you
side.
have to be paying attention a little bit. Well, that's my opinion anyway.
You hardly notice it.
Kick back and
Feeling
let
myself.
things be the way it's going to be. Well, that's fine too. To each his or her own.
Okay, hear me out.
Listening to Sunny Breeze.
That might bother me. Unless. Huh? Huh? What? Perfect. Not bothering me as much anymore. This works. Fill this in. That works. Oh, the game was unpaused. Oops. Let me pause it. Unpause it real quick. This works. It's got a nice view. It looks like Brooklyn coming down this side. You know what? I'll pretend I never did that. I'll pretend it always looked like that. Now for the backside. Brooklyn Queens update is coming out, so I saw the trailer. However, buildings that I have kind of resemble them already. I wish it did have something else. Something more like different parks, like basketball courts. And the game has that already, but something more New York and Queens, Brooklyn and Queens. I grew up in Brooklyn. We had like parks scattered around, the community parks. They were nice and all, but they're very isolated. If you wanted to walk to one, you gotta walk to one. Exercise would just be to walking to the park. will be fine. That's fine. Not wall to wall though. Over here. Let's put it there for now. Yeah, but like something more... I don't know how to describe it. Like, we could have gotten like New York style traffic lights. That would have been cool. There are assets in the game for that, but they are a little outdated looking, like render wise. Oh, this is kind of a good size, maybe a little smaller. We use these. Might be a little too small. This is a good height. There's merge into some buildings though. I could bring this over a little bit so it doesn't. Nothing has to be too perfect. This works. These look like those buildings that... This actually looks like... building I've seen in real life. I might open a map just to see. If everyone has Google Maps open, I'll tell you exactly where. If you go to Brooklyn, you type in Nostrand Avenue. Nostrand Avenue and Farragut Road. The name sounds bad, but it's called Farragut. Or Avenue F is what it's called also. It's next to Foster Avenue and Glenwood Road. Yeah, the name sounds bad when you say it like that. These, I don't know if I want this here. I might continue this. I might do something completely different with these buildings. I might use these actually. These are quite tall. Yeah. Tell you what. Let me get the tree side over here. I'm gonna take one of these buildings and put it in here. Hate it. Right there. Yeah. Nice fit. There's a fire. You already there? Ooh. These buildings fit quite nicely. There. 1x1, well, 1x3 or 1x4 buildings are really nice. These are 1x4. They're nice to squeeze in little pocket spaces. Question is this block. This block will look a little too different from this block right across the street. So I want to make them look kind of similar, but not too different. It's all about building placement when it comes to these things. I want to change the way... These will be a nice fit, but they're too commercial. These belong on like a larger road, like this road. Maybe even here, honestly. But they don't look correct. I could put it here, though. It would work here, in this corner. So let me do that. Let me get the tall ones and put them there. I'm gonna drag this over. It makes it a solid fit. Nothing here. Here, there's nothing I could do here. But here. I'll force it over. Let's see.
Back with you, wonderful listeners. This is Earl here, helping you just breathe and relax with some soothing sounds coming your way over the airwaves. Here it's Sunny Breeze.
It looks strange from above, looking at this area.
Dial right on down to low. Not the
But
don't touch that. Just leave that one right where it is. And as for those pesky worries,
should be fine. Once you go in, I'm more of a person that looks through the neighborhoods. I'm not one that looks above.
relax.
So as long as I'm looking through it and it looks fine, then it's good for me. Like, because I like to just go on POV views and just drive with the vehicles. If someone was going straight, that would be nice. This view would look good. Just driving through here. That's why I really wish there was like a mod for like GTA mode where you could drive your own vehicle. That'd be amazing. I'd be swerving across this road. Well, not really. If I ever tell you I play GTA, I am a person that follows the rules when playing GTA. I will stop at every traffic light, stop at every stop sign. I'll be that nice guy that drives on the road. Well, let's see. Back here. Might do the same over here. However, it will be a little bit different since this is a 1 block gap, so I might do the same thing where I took the 1 block building and put it in here. So actually, let me do that. Use the picker tool. That building is red, brown, all the color, make it red. It's small, however, really small. Well, actually, it doesn't matter. These buildings are I'm stupid. I always do this. Doesn't matter. Because it's a 3-block building. We do the same thing similar. Wait for here, I'll do the same thing I did up here. So maybe this one will be similar. However, it will be smaller. See the small buildings. That one's tall. That one's tall. Huh. I'll put the 1 block gap building between them. Just to fill that space. Brown one for here. This side will be red. Also, I did think about this. I might make this 2 lanes turn, if I'm being honest. I'm going to do that now, actually. Because thinking about it on a large scale, from the highway, most people will come down here and want to come into the city immediately, rather than go straight. If they wanted to go straight, they probably would have come here and gone elsewhere. And there isn't much traffic to go straight, and the light is greener for a lot longer going straight as well. I'm gonna make it 2 lanes turn. This time traffic light's blocking my view. 2 lanes turn. I did put an asset here. It's a turn arrow. Do the same here. Hopefully it doesn't disappear when I reinstall the mod. Lights. Lights. Can't see the other arrow. There it is. But hopefully it doesn't, but it might. One more, or is that it? Okay. And I'm going to erase the road and draw a line here. And there shouldn't be too much attention going straight, but it's fine if it's 2 lanes turn. That way there will be more cars turning left. The lights already changed, and there's still a line. Not too long of a line, but enough to warrant a change. And it's blocking the road right now, so yeah, 2 lanes turn would be better. So yeah, they're changing lanes. Yeah, you're taking that road. Okay, good. I lied. You decided. Who are you? Where you come from? Fix this. Prevent them from doing that. Let me just do that. Just one. Don't want to go too far back. I could erase you if I wanted to. National Trade Center. You're lucky you're going there. If you weren't somewhere boring, I would have erased you. I tend to erase people from existence if they don't follow my rules of driving. What was I doing? This building. This neighborhood down here. Let me do the same thing. Copy. Rotate. Paste. Oh. Snap. Paste. And let me grab this one because I just remembered I like this one better. That's backwards, isn't it? That is backwards. Right? Okay. Oh, in this case, maybe I could swap it around. I could rotate the building. So something like this. Match up. It'll be fine if I do this, actually. So let me do that. It'll look better in my conscience. It will prevent that strange look on the corners. That should be good. Yeah, that works. Take a little... Give it some depth. Yeah, that works. It looks better like this. If I prefer aerial views. Let me get rid of these. Because you're going to take its place. I'm going to make these... I'm going to force these to be wall to wall. Even though they're not, I'm going to force them. Decal. I don't want decal. These are right there. Faster right here. Here, let me grab a corner piece of the trees. To force them. Luckily, they don't snap. So I can just place them how I want. These buildings do look like condo buildings as well, which would normally go on maybe the side building this way facing, but they work as residential as well. One last one, not that corner, but this corner piece. I can just fill in the space in the middle. Maybe put a path in there or just fill it up with concrete. Okay, I always run into this. This is always my dilemma. At one space. Now, this is not a main street, but it acts as one. It could also be a mixed-use street, and it acts as one. Warrants me the ability to do this as well, since it is not a main street. It is a public street. I can put residential on here, but I can also put commercial if I wanted to. Make me put residential on just one building, which is fine in my opinion. Here we'll do the same thing as this. That there. I don't know if I can afford to put this here. However, I can rotate this building, like what I did before, which I didn't think about. Bring it back, and this here. However, it does me this ugly look. That's why I like the trees. So, tell you what, I'm going to undo this. Maybe... no. Remove this house. I'll keep this as an empty plot. And maybe just make the pathway walk in here. I'll do that instead. Trees can do so much for a city. Get rid of the snapping. Yeah, this works. Oh, I do want signs. I am an abuser of stop signs and traffic lights when the time comes. This doesn't need too much. A stop sign. I'll make this an always stop actually. Always stop. Traffic light. Always stop. Up. Same thing here. Always stop. Always stop.
Hi, I'm Greg, owner and founder.
Here will be a traffic light. Here, it doesn't need a traffic light at all. Or a stop sign. This block right here, something has to be here to make up space for these buildings, which I do want to copy this. This is here. I might make these buildings in this area right here, just because of their look. They do look more modern in this area as well. If I can go from tall, one tall, one short, to the next being tall. I don't want them all the same. Along here, I will try to force this to be wall to wall, so I'm going to squeeze a building in there, just so it fits evenly. Tall. Oh, here, there is a dilemma. This thing is in the way, so I'm going to do, make it end here. So I'm going to put a corner piece right here, and kind of jam it in there to make it fit. Get this piece, and just, I'm just going to move it. Just to make it look like it's natural. Oh, let's squeeze it right about there. Should be fine. And then alongside this side, maybe just one building. However, it might stick. Yeah, it does stick through. So maybe not that building. Maybe something kind of shorter one. The shorter one works there. Okay. Yeah, again, I don't care about the top. I just care about the inside of how it looks. As long as it looks like a street, then it's fine to me. Now here, I want to squeeze a building in here, so I'm going to put a tall one and a skinny one. They're going to be moved. It should fit. And they fit perfect. So, yeah. Going to the courthouse, they do make a lasting view and impression. One lane turn. Yeah, one lane turn. One lane turns. Arrow turn, and that looks like it should be good. One lane turn here. Again, I'm going to abuse stop signs and traffic lights. I'm going to have a certain priority. So this road has a higher priority than any other road. And this is a pedestrian road, so stop. Here, this is a large avenue. One thing I hate about driving is where you're at a stop sign, but you can't see too far to your left or your right. So in this case, I'll make this an always stop. Here, traffic light. This is a busy road. This can become a busy road if it wanted to. No need for anything there. No need for anything there. It's a one-way going up and sideways. However, to avoid the congestion, if there are going to be no traffic lights, then there should be no crosswalks across the street. Only the side until it meets a road with a traffic light can you cross. Here, just one lane turn. This road isn't too important since it ends right here. Here, one lane only turn since this road is important. I don't know if I want 2 lanes turn, but 2 lanes turn could work here as well. So I'll leave this as this. This train is stuck. Oh no, it's not. Oh, actually, there's a backup. Oh, because the buildings I just placed, a lot of people are entering the city. Okay. Continuing back here. I do want to keep this same look of going through this area. I want to keep the I forgot what era these buildings are on because of their top pieces. I can't remember what they're called. I took a class for this and I completely forgot. But because of their pieces, I do want them to be resembled on the other side, since this is business district, financial district, which does have this kind of design. I want these buildings here as well, so I'm gonna maintain that. This is a shop. I want them all to be shops, not all, but most of them to be shops. And this is a large road, a large commercial road. Again, I'm gonna look through these assets. Smiley's has the best ones, in my opinion. Maybe even until the Brooklyn and Queens pack comes out. I mean, it looks like most of them are residential. Not really mixed use or anything. Something a little bit, something that'll resemble this height. So this actually works here. The corner piece. This might be tall enough. It does kind of, this one is inverted, so it kind of blocks the view of this. I do wish that was on the other side. However, maybe this one doesn't have to be here. Maybe I can bring this one over. Just to give it a better look, yeah. I'll put another, I don't know what size that is. I'm gonna put a 2x2 in there, I guess. I always have a problem with the corner pieces facing this way, because these buildings have only one-sided architecture. Nothing in the fronts, sides, or back. Only the fronts, side. Some of them have 3 sides, but only for the wrong side. Which I'm continuing to look for until I find a correct piece. Like this one, yeah, this one only has... Yeah, oh, it's the same building, so yeah. I could put these up here, most likely. However, I do want the tax buildings to continue. Wrap around that portion. This one is short. I'll rest it there for now. Or it might stay there. These are good. Continue. Place that one. They all have the same aesthetic. Now I just want something taller next to them. Maybe let's go for, see if there's a residential one that can fit here. Oh, autosave. Gotta wait. Let me see this one. This one looks like it's maybe 4 blocks wide. I don't know if it has a side though. What did I just do? Where is it? There it is. 3. However, it has some windows, but this one's a little too tall. This works. This one works. Okay, perfect. I can use this one. Okay. Yeah, this works. Yeah. Now I just want to continue to look on the opposite side. These buildings are newer compared to this one. However, I don't think that should be too much of a problem. I could just bring these houses onto this side as well. Let me see what they look like if I do that. What else? Mapping is turned on, so map right here. I can't be too mad at that, honestly. They don't look too different. This one looks like a true building from Brooklyn. Going to the next one, then it kind of changes design. It's not bad. Some neighborhoods do look like this as well, so it's not bad. Maybe here I'll add one more, like a smaller one. Smaller of the brick buildings that I've had before placed around. Let's see. Maybe these ones they fit next to each other pretty well. But I don't know if they fit this design. This looks more Victorian than anything else. This could fit. Like next one, old building. This one was just newly renovated, so it could work. That one's a little too short. There's short brownstone, short vinyl, and brownstone again. So let me go with this one. You got the escape ladder as well. This is a nice brownstone building. Yeah, that works. And this is just a new building placed next to it, so it's fine. Now continuing, this area. This area will have a different aesthetic. So I want to use the small version of these buildings, which Smiley's also has. I believe they're in the wall-to-wall section. Not all of them though. Well, these aren't them. They're smaller, so I guess they are over here. You just type in wall-to-wall. Yeah, these. I want to place these buildings along here. Nice wide avenue, so I might as well put like nicer modern buildings on this avenue. However, these don't have a side either. However, I don't want to put the red ones on the corner, mostly the blue ones, because the blue ones have a better siding. Just kind of decorate my way in the different buildings. So smaller ones. So a smaller one, the shorter red variant, and maybe I can do a tall red one, kind of like that. It was a nice design going through. I almost want to copy that. Just copy it for both sides, and then just do something else for the different block. That here. Move it tool is just handy when it comes to doing that. Here. And now just make it a different design. There are these 5x4 ones, which aren't tall either, so they work pretty well. I believe he also has the same one, just in a different spot. Look the same. So this piece, this corner over here, if that's 4 road, this one, let's go with this side over here. Since this side has windows, they both have windows. However, that has like a garage looking thing. You know what? Let's go over here. Put it over here. And kind of the same thing. Let me use the smaller blue one on this side. I don't want to be both tall. It'll look, you know, I don't want 2 things towering over just one corner of the road. Blue one next to it, so it matches. And just go a little bit taller, then kind of just put a small one in the middle. It gives a nice look to it. I kind of want to mirror the next side. Mirror this over. So let's see. So they don't look the same on both sides, which is fine. This is on this side, and it's actually a different color. It's red on this side, a little black on this side. On this side, I might do the same thing on this road, so this road will have the same thing on this side as well. A lot of neighborhoods, you usually see a lot of similarities with the houses. You don't want to go too drastic, but I don't mind changing it up on different blocks. Let me get it back. Yeah, so they kind of resemble each other. It does look like that one episode of SpongeBob where all the houses are the same, but something different will be happening in the middle. Some kind of separation or maybe similarity. Maybe like a park passing through the middle or a pathway. Some kind of separation maybe. So let's go with like a little garden. There's nothing over here too, so might as well put something in the back. Something that has a long distance. This is a 4. This is one of those times where I wish there were 12 block assets that will, well, it's 12 block park that would go across, but I need a 3x8 or 3x4. I don't know if I have a 3x4. I know I have 3x8s. They make a nice garden. However, let's just go with it. Let's go with the circular one. Maybe on this side, the straighter path. However, I could put parking behind this place. I could make, yeah, I could put some parking actually. So you gotta park somewhere with these houses, so. I don't want to overwhelm it though. So let me do this. I'm gonna put it right in the middle. There's a 4x1 here. I don't know if I have an asset that's well, the 1x4. I don't know if I have an asset like that. I do have these. Half block. I never use them, but I guess it is the only one that I have. It's parking. So let's go with it. Let's go with the red on this side. And the gray on this side. Yeah, this works. Oh, these are only... these are shorter, so maybe even like this.
You're listening to Sunny Breeze with me.
This can go there.
I hope you like this
Yeah.
next one, and it makes your day feel bright.
Let me just fill in the space. Yeah, this works. A nice space. Nice separation. Always gonna say pick up trash. Oh, because I didn't set up its spawn points. There we go. Now they should pick up trash. What about here? That's there as well. Continuing. Houses on this side now. These are... let me actually finish this. As mentioned before, let me take off this tag. Take off this wall-to-wall. 4x4. Vanilla. Why is that showing? Okay. Continuing this. I do not want tall buildings over here beyond this point. I could continue this kind of building, or this one would be better. And I'll place this here. I did want to place a 2x2 in here. One that would work. The red one, maybe a 1x1 actually would be better. 2x2, unless I do this again. I'll pretend I didn't see it. I'll pretend that I'm not doing it right now. Oh my goodness. Oh, snapping zone, that's why. I'll pretend that I'm not seeing this happen. It's always been like that. It spawned like this. I'll put a 1x1 here. Nothing too tall. Like a slick building. That looks a little too unnatural. The corner piece. This Oh, geez. Let's go with this. That works. I guess. Yeah, the aesthetic that I want to go for is tall. It kind of shrinks. Then it kind of goes a little bit middle height. And then it kind of goes up again. And then it kind of comes flat. That's the look I'm going for. And then here will also be a business district. So I'm looking for more 4x4. Nothing too... Maybe I can even go 3x3, to be honest. I want some different buildings, like these red ones. These red ones look nice. That might be too short. Maybe a little bit taller. That might be too tall. It kind of goes exponentially tall. You know what? Let's keep it short. A 2x2 building in the middle. The red one would come in handy in the middle, so I'm gonna plan for that. This one here, maybe no. I'll keep it short as well. I'll keep this area short. Here, I can rotate this. Hopefully, its spawn point is not too interrupted. Not. I don't want it on there, so I'm gonna drag it down here. Place the 2x2 buildings, which are nice because they're red. So here's 4x4, but 2x2, that works well as well. Nothing out of the ordinary for this block, just nice red buildings. Maybe for one of these I'll make them tall, but maybe for this corner only. This corner piece will be tall. Yeah, just that piece. I don't want to continue the commercial, the building over here. So let me just mark this so I know, so I can see from afar what it is. Not all of them are office, but it's fine. I have to place some in here as well. Let me do that now. So 1 by 1. I don't know. I'm just not too much of a fan of this building. I don't know why. I mean, it might look good in this scenario. Also, this building itself, it has to be too high. This one just squeezes in really nicely. I just have to change the color. At 2x2. Have to be a little taller as well. What does this one look like? I can't really tell from this height, so not gray, but a little bit more whitish. Here it's a little too dark. Here's a little tan. Thank you, tan. Just make it a little bit brighter. And it works a lot better like that. Here I want to continue the houses. I don't know what kind of houses though. But let's continue with the aesthetic of Smiley's houses. That's all. Oh, the train station? Yeah. It's the Toronto train station. Union Station from Toronto. It's large. It can, and it caused me problems for a while. But it kind of works. It just, everything has to be single track. And hopefully things go correctly with it. Sometimes passengers don't even take the train for some reason, which is strange, but right now there should be, yeah, there's 112 waiting, so that's good, at least. But it's a nice station. When you zoom out, it's very observant when you look from far away. And it's gonna be surrounded by buildings, which is nice. So I kind of picked that spot. I couldn't go anywhere else because the water was right there, so. For this side, Oh no, there's no theme to these builds. Like here's San, no, the Golden Gate Bridge, which is kind of out of order, out of place, but I kind of just use assets that I would find useful for the most part. I just take inspiration from, not inspiration, but I take ideas from different cities. So like, if you've ever been to Boston, they put parks over their highways. That's what I did here. So kind of a highway just goes right into here and just comes under the entire park and exits on the other side. Other times, like here, the city, the way the cityscape looks, it's inspiration actually from Manhattan. I can go over a whole lesson on why Manhattan looks like this. Like you see tall buildings on one side, then it kind of goes flat, and then it goes tall again. It's because of a, well, if you want me to explain why, I'll explain it. It's because of a stone. Manhattan is, usually you shouldn't have too many high-rise buildings in Manhattan because it's surrounded by water, and water isn't really good for building high-rise and heavy buildings on. But the stone that is built on top of is a really strong stone that can withstand high pressure or high compression. The stone is called Manhattan schist. You could probably look that up. It's schist is spelled like S-C-H-I-S-T. It's as strong as steel. That's why it's meant for, that's why you can build a ton of buildings on that. That's why Manhattan has that weird shape. Like high-rise in downtown. Midtown is nothing, and then it goes high again. That's why it's weirdly shaped. I guess I can continue this aesthetic. Well, I could actually use this aesthetic now. The taller ones, so let me do that. They're under the wall-to-wall buildings, and they're the tall buildings. Some of them are 4 long, some of them are 2 long. Some of them are 3. Most of them it looks like there's 4. This is a corner piece. The corner piece will come in handy, so I'm gonna place a corner piece. Yeah, the fun fact about New York as well is everything that you see in downtown, most of downtown is actually landfill. They brought in land and just filled it. Like, for example, Canal Street. Canal Street used to be just a canal. It used to be a creek going through there. Or anywhere past, like Water Street. Water Street in downtown Manhattan, that was the border from the river and the ocean to land. Everything past that was filled in with just land, with dirt, rocks, and stuff like that. Like most parks you see are just filled in with land. Yeah, I feel like most cities do that nowadays. Like, I think Tokyo did the same thing. Yeah, most cities are just filled in with land. It's kind of amazing when you think about it. Like, what if one day it just washes away? But I don't know if it will. I don't think it will. Hope it doesn't. But I learned about that in like my history classes. Read so many papers on those. But they were a fun lesson to learn. Taller, a little bit taller. Yeah, this works. Garbage is, I don't know, I find garbage a little strange. To fill our land with garbage. Okay, that makes sense. Mixing it with a concrete mixture. Oh, you're actually a civil engineering major. I'm an architecture major. I was going to do civil engineering, but I kind of want to go into city planning or urban planning. Concrete, that's a lot of concrete to fill, especially to pour in water. I know certain concretes have a certain, well, a special chemical mixture that can go in water. Not all of them are meant to go in water, like when it rains for those days. I feel you on that. Yeah, a lot of places need public transport. Like if you go, like where I live in the state of Pennsylvania, it's, I'm not gonna lie, it's, you can't get anywhere without a car. It's the most annoying thing. Everything you need is a car. Need to go to a friend's house? Oh, where's your car at? It's really annoying. So, most places, like a commuter rail would be nice. Some form of, or more bus would be nice. Depends on the, yeah, parking lots, yeah. I believe they call that sprawl, when there are too many things placed around. Like say farmland is placed everywhere and it's a waste of space. You ain't got no neighborhoods. You're surrounded by nothing but parking lots. Like those giant malls. Like Atlanta. Or Dallas. I know Dallas is the perfect example. Their architecture is really bad. Because I don't think they have a code. You could just build anything you want in Dallas, I believe. But there's not really any rules when it comes to building. In Texas, I believe. I think it's only Texas. Oh, yeah. Houston, yeah. I know it's one of those places.
Signature sides like our famous bowl full of melted cheese, served steamy and bubbling. It's the bottomless chubbler, or our New Orleans-inspired pork sandwich, the Pig Cheesy, and our signature flagship, the spicy blue cheese top chowder.
I don't know if this is coming along.
So hurry in and get them while they last. After all, why take a little bite when you can take a big bite?
Yeah, their codes are kind of ridiculous, to be honest. I'm surprised they don't have much. Like, places like New York, where I used to live, it was, well, you can't do a thing without a code. You need everyone to do everything, so just to build a building, you need everyone. You need your whole electrical, well, electrician, your plumbing. I mean, that's the same thing for all architecture. You all need a contractor. But you also need permission from the inspector, from the zoning inspector. And if he ain't there, well, I mean, I guess Houston doesn't really need one, since you could probably just remember it off your head. Places like New York, you need a guy to remember it for you. There's so much. What I'm doing now is just building a quay wall so everything looks natural when it's going underground. So it kind of just goes down smoothly. I could make this go underground earlier, but the distance kind of looks cool. What I've done before is that this goes underground, exits out here, and I place the yard. So these are where all my trains will spawn from, in this area, rather than at a random station, which I prefer than spawning here, so I know where they're going. I'm going to do the same thing for the metro. Yeah, zoning codes are like one example, like get your R8, your R7, you know, your residential codes, commercial zones, commercial codes. But yeah, I do believe that Houston doesn't have much when it also comes to building code as well. I know a lot of people always thought, I know one place it's hard to build in is California. California, you need a special license to build in. You need to go in their school and relearn everything, because they have a special earthquake code or earthquake zoning. So you can't build in California unless you know, well, unless you have a license for earthquakes as well, specialize in earthquakes. I believe that Houston is one of the easiest places to, I guess, not really gain experience, but have things that you want to be built in. Houston. I know some places, like, there's a road in Manhattan. It's pronounced the same, but except it's, yeah, never mind. I didn't really finish reading about Houston, yeah. Thanks for the follow. I'm used to saying Houston, that's why. Thanks for the follow as well. What I'm actually doing here is placing a metro yard. I'm gonna build a metro yard. I hate this building because it's faced backwards all the time. I guess I can bring it over here and kind of rotate it. But I'm gonna do the same thing that I've done over here. I'm gonna take this whole thing, bring it underground, and have it parallel to this one, and come out on the other side, and then kind of connect it to the main city. I'm gonna bring this over here actually, so it's facing the right direction. This, I'll find another place to put this soon. This can go here. Connect that with there. Make it, no, that's fine right there. Bring this back with just a little bit. Man, maybe I'll extend the road. It'll be kind of an awkward extension, but this does bother me. I do want to rotate it this way. And from there on, I just lay down tracks. In real life, this is probably like what, how many billion, maybe trillion-dollar project that City Skylines does not take into account. Could just parallel, but I'd rather just draw it all in. It would take too long to do parallel. It's a little bit more spaced out when I do it like this as well. It's just a lot better for the nodes. Go back a little further. Okay. In this instance, I don't know how I want the yard to look. You know, it's been so long that I played City Skylines in some form of vanilla way. Like here, it costs $9.60. You know, that does make sense. The way you think about it, the municipality pays for it, and then the main cause is subsidized. I guess that's a good way to think about it. I want this to loop. Not too much. Maybe around here. Come down here. It'll go underground before this curve. So I want it to start descending by the time it reaches here. Go here. Kind of just curve here. By the time it gets here, I'm gonna go underground. Once it goes underground, I'll make it parallel to this. It'll pass under this, and then come out on the other side, on the opposite side, which I will actually do right here. I don't know if I want this to be exactly next to it, however, because I do want the walls on this side as well, because this asset does come with a thick wall itself. But I guess that doesn't matter too much. I could make them combined into one. So right around here, it'll kind of split off a little bit. Right there should be actually fine. We go underground, pass right on this node. It'll start going underground. Luckily, with Metro, I can make it descend a little bit steeper than the commuter. Which is what I'll do, actually. So here, I don't know if I could use this. I always find the wrong scenarios to use this one in, and then sometimes the right scenarios, like, yeah, it doesn't work here. The curve tool does not look great here, so I'll just do it manually. Is 17 apart. One of a solid number, so I'm just gonna average it. 9 is fine. Be 8 on this side, that's fine. And from this point, it'll be underground. So let me finish building this part for. 4 tracks, bring it close until it merges over here. Take 3, and the last 2 will go down there. 3 to turn this off. Kind of go into this node. This one will go down here. This one will go straight. And I'll go straight. This one will kind of. This one will go straight into there. Come there. One more to go further back. And just run into this. And that should be that for that. And then just make the spawn points for the trains themselves. Just add point, add point, add point. Metro. 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 Drag them up wherever you want them placed. One more. They should spawn on any one of these 4 and these 2. From here, it'll just descend. So let me make it descend already. Oops. 39 feet be enough. Then just tunnel it. In terms of tunnel, I guess this type, I have rendered tunnels, so tunnels do have a different look. This one does resemble a tunnel that is being bored through, which would resemble a tunnel going underwater. This has. Oh, I had to burn this. Yeah, so. And there's also the regular kind of city underground tunnel, which is this one. There is a version with pillars in the middle. If you turn on alternate design, it'll have the pillars. It'll look just like a New York City subway tunnel. But I don't want that for underwater. If I'm being realistic as possible. We'll run parallel, so let me get the parallel to it. I'm right about there. Just parallel to there. It kind of branches off into its own thing. Gotta make it curve a lot better. Let me fix this as well. Now descend into madness. Bring the tunnel from this point. It will be steep. I don't want that steepness, so from here to back here where it goes next to it. Just straighten it out. Looks a lot better. Then from this point, I want it to distance from itself. We'll distance from this track and kind of just go a little bit deeper than it. But negative 118, I believe, is already way deeper than that one. Yeah, it's way deep, so I don't want it that deep. I'm just gonna bring it up until it's a little bit underneath. There should be fine. I'll give it a little bit of leeway so I can use the elevation tool correctly. Don't want too much of a change. Like, that's a little too sharp. So let me actually go back. I'm gonna make it curve a little bit from here. We'll kind of go back. It'll join back at its main points from right there. It'll be a little funky looking, but spin it out. So it's the same from, goes down from there. Here, it will be steep. It's guaranteed. So maybe about, what is that, 6%? 5%? Use that to slope it out. This is not straight, not a straight curve, so right about there. Should look a lot better. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. As long as the tunnel does not interact this one, it should be fine. Then I just have to straighten this out. Luckily, it's not steep. See that point? Yeah, that point. Here, around here. It might show a bit above ground. Luckily it does not, so 1% grade. It's about here. Let's go a little further back. 4.5, so I don't want that. There's still 1% right here, so let's go a little bit. Right about there. So yeah, 3.8, that's good. And it should just be perfect. Yards, I will decrease the speed limit to around 15 to 20, so this curve can be 20. And everything else, 15. Nothing too fast. That should be good. Now I just have to make it connect with this portion. I do want this train, however, to continue spanning along. I'll probably place it along the side. I don't want it elevated beyond this point. This is a nice little residential area, so most likely just come over here and just kind of descend on the ground a little bit. I do have tracks that allow me to place things on the ground, so some stations, such as a thin one like this one, set it to metro and just place it on the ground. So this is a little close. I want it a little far so I get space for it to land, descend. Maybe up until this station. So just to have like a little bit of junction, because this one will go far beyond the city. I don't want the metro to go anywhere outside of the city's boundaries, the main city boundaries. I want the commuter lines to do that themselves. So I want at least one junction. So stations don't have to be too close, but they can be close to the metro. So I will place roads down here so I can put one down here at least. And then just have it come along, maybe, I don't know where I'd put it over here. Maybe somewhere along here, right next to it. Kind of pass under it. So oftentimes you won't see a railroad crossing with metro. In most cases, the main city that you'll see this in is Chicago. Chicago has a ton of grade crossings for their metro, so I'll kind of use that as an excuse. Get rid of these trees. And right under here, I'll probably make it just go a little bit below level, come up, make a grade crossing above here, and then come right here. That is the plan.
Can you spin your holdings into a billion-dollar conglomerate? Can you work your way
Let me set that up.
and out of your pen
However,
to your
I guess the question will be, how will I get it from here
spreadsheets have
to
never
come up to here?
pre-order now and get
I
a free
think I have a plan for that.
economy 3 stable markets.
I think.
Buy low, sell hay.
Be tricky, but this is long. Get this version with the wide and above over road friendly. Set it to elevated
Keep it tuned right here.
and just keep going straight. Oh, maybe it doesn't have to be. Maybe it doesn't have to be long. I can go narrow. Narrow is not too bad. And then give the design of a bridge as it passes over this river. However, I should make a point for where it is going to land, however. I do want concrete ties instead of wooden ties. And some kind of fence. I believe this is a fence version. I will have to bring it down to make it match the road level. It's going to go across, kind of come out a little, and then as it's going out, it's going to elevate past this point and then kind of turn right into this point. It's going to go straight here. I will have to move these rocks or hide them. But it's going to be elevated. Right at this point, I will make it into the retro style. Or concrete actually would make more sense here. Concrete style bridge. It's just going up and across. I would like to have it the retro style bridge person would be good here. So actually let me, I don't know if it'll let me. Sometimes it'll bug out and not let me do it. This time it will. Okay, good. I will I prefer this version over here. And keep the concrete over there. We want it to slightly de-elevate, a little bit lower. We'll have to drag this node a little bit so it gets out of that portion. But not descend too fast. Let me set this to road level. And from this point it'll ascend. Not too high, not too sharp. 2.7 is fine for a metro. However, I do want this to be a little bit straighter. This should be curved. This one as well. Kind of slopes in evenly. This, can I go middle? Yeah. Well, it'll be a little weird looking, so curve it evenly here. This will be a little bit annoying, but let me try to drag it. I don't want to add and subtract nodes on this kind of bridge variant. It'll be a little bit annoying to fix. And just kind of slope it a little. Not too steep. And re-slope it again. At this point. Then fix the height change. From the road to there. Should be just 0. There. There'll be a station here. Now the question is, how do I get this from there to here? It doesn't have to be from there to there. I could bring it even over here if I wanted to and make it connect here. However, if I do that, I will have to add some kind of junction right here for the turn. So I think the best play... Ooh, what is the best play? I don't want to make it skyrocket past this. Can, but these are really high catenary wires. But I think that might be my only choice. I could make it under here, but it would have to go above here. So I think that might be my only choice. go above these catenaries, kind of make it just go higher than these, which is a feat, but hopefully as long as it does not go above 5 or 4%, it should be fine. I'm gonna make these concrete. These single pillar, outer median. Elevated, get good. I want it to curve along with this. Don't go against it. 52 is high, but it's not high enough. Again, it's going a little bit too high, too fast. Let me see how steep that is. There should be at least 3.6. 4.1, I lied, but it's still fine. As long as it doesn't go above 5, it should be good. Hopefully. If I go into a bridge variant, maybe it'll have like a bridge girder, which is a lot thinner. Not that version, this version. As long as the bottom wires do not touch, I am okay with that. So I am okay with this. However, here, it's not okay. Bring this up and just slope this again. As long as it doesn't go over 5, then I'm fine. Don't know where I originally pressed it, so about here for now. 4.1. Oh, even better, 3.9. This, just make it middle, and it's good. Okay, now to get this, I want this to go in two ways. I want this to turn this direction and turn in this direction. Most likely it'll join from here and join at the station, most likely. I'm gonna set it back to concrete, single hand, and get it off of, well, I'm gonna keep it off of bridge mode. This is another bridge variant that it has. I'll do this. This just has to be middle. No, but that'll look weird. I'll revert it back. I'm gonna keep it into this version. I'll put his alternate version on so it becomes a bridge. And do the same until over here. So it matches this one, I guess. Then this point will come into there. So just go straight a little further. Descend it down a little. And just evenly turn it. Right about there. And for this side, this can split right there. Go into its bridge form. Right about there. And just evenly slope it. Same here. Slope tool does not work when you press a joint immediately. It'll kind of slope it a little too weird, but in this case, right here, this case it's a little funky. Right here it goes up a little after I just sloped it down, so I gotta bring this one down. And then just re-slope it again. And the same goes for here. Yeah, right there it's going down, but this side's going up. Bring this one, I like to match their heights. The respective height of the other side. And right there. Now it should be even. Set this to middle if it can. This, it's a good clearance. Truck should fit under here. However, just to be sure, I'm going to use this bridge and set it to middle. Which should be a little better. This will clip through. I could use just move it just to like fight it and just bring it back up. However, I think it will reset, yeah, if I just click on something again. This is a little weird looking, but there's nothing really I can do about this. Tilt it a little, bring it back until it reaches this point right here. That's the most I could do. Maybe I'll continue the bridge form on this piece right here. See, this is one of those times where it just won't let me, which is weird. I gotta convert it into this, just to reconvert it into this. Weird. You reslope this. Flat. Slope. It's fine. Oops. I'll bring this back up a little bit. And bring this trees away, and then that should be fine. Decrease the speed limit a little bit. 25. 20 is fine. 25 on this merge. 25 going into there. That should be fine. Along this curve, let's go 40. I don't want to be too fast. Underground, I don't care about. I want it to go as fast as possible. Now here, to give this a more eloquent design like the other side to make it go down, I use the same thing. Way walls. And kind of go right into the last points underground, and then bring it closer until, I guess in this case, the gravel. Enter, and do the same thing for the other side. Right here, it's fine. Then just go to nodes and try to find it. Just bring it back up. Object height. There. And then just slope it with the other side, which should be flat on the flat surface. And then it'll give it a nice appeal of just, it de-escalates underground. Here will be a little bit weird, so I can just bring this up a little bit. And that should be good. So just fix this, just add a node. And then just remove the excess. Wish I could connect it, but it'll leave a giant wall behind here, which I don't want. I can't connect it. I can do the same thing here as well. I just prefer to use quay walls instead of any other wall, because these kind of take the topography with it. Let's go until the tracks. I've done that. There. Until right there. Same thing. Bring this up to the closest thing that's close to land, so I guess here. Sometimes when you bring things too close, this one's being stubborn, so if it's being stubborn, just upgrade it again, it'll fix itself. This one, however, this one is actually being quite rude. Drag it back, it'll maybe fix itself. This one's being quite rude. But it should be fine. I don't see too much of a... It's gonna bother me for a while, but... Okay, you win for this. Maybe not. Sometimes if you change the elevation of things, sometimes it'll behave. Actually, let me set this one to low, so it forces it. If I set that to low, it'll force it to behave, and I put that in the tracks. Then I upgrade it again. There we go. That'll make it behave. In here, remove the excess. So it looks like a proper slope. See above land, and then how deep it goes, how steep it's going. With that being set, I can now place a train, but before I do that, I kind of want to place the rest. Here will be kind of like Canada. Have you ever seen Canada's lines? Canada has trains called Go. Some of their lines are placed in like the middle of nowhere, which requires you to drive to their lines, which I don't find makes a lot of sense. But I'm not saying I like the idea, but it just comes to mind when I'm thinking about doing this. I prefer you not to have your car to drive to a train station. Oftentimes there isn't much you can do about it, but I'm gonna just put houses here as well. 50, okay. Nothing along this side of the road. As long as it's on the inside, it's fine. Oh, perfect. Here, there's going to be commercial. I forgot to place it. Styles. I'm doing styles because I don't like the vanilla commercial buildings. I want to avoid them at all costs. Well, one specific vanilla building I want to avoid at all costs. I think you all know what it looks like. Let me see, where is it? This one? I want to avoid this one as much as possible. I hate this one with a passion. Every time I see it, I will erase it from existence. I could put this here. I could make this join. Her up. The nodes will be close. Fencing this, I will take away crosswalks on this road. Maybe not this one. I'll keep crosswalks on this side. I'll keep the traffic light, however. They will be close to each other, which I don't like, but
It's with your money that we can make you more money. How? It's not funny business. It's money business.
I'm fine with it.
It's money to us, and it will grow with interest. That's the plan, at least. Maybe that's too complicated for you. Imagine planting
This will go across. It'll form the bridge variant across. I'm not sure if you could put the bridge to a road. You cannot. Okay, that stops my plan a little bit. So here's what I'm going to do.
Just come in and talk to us. We have even more metaphors that allow us to
Going to take some land. Just kind of poke it out a little bit. I could put some track right there. Put this to ground. Place this here. I can't place it on bridge either. Maybe that's the problem. Let me do this. Let me place this there and turn this into ground. It won't like this, but I can't have the nodes too close to each other or else the railroad crossing will not exist. So I'm gonna do this. Track will be right there. Right in the middle right here. Maybe I can put this into bridge mode? I should be. Okay, good. I can. So it was just the road problem. I want this to be centered. That there. Move that. Be fine. So I can get rid of this flat land. I want to be able to see it. And level this out. Make sure the curve is appropriate, not too sharp. And level it down with this road. It is, but it doesn't. Oh, nope, I didn't click it. Hide all these trees. Level it with this road. However, it's going to descend a little further because I want it to go under this. Going to go under, then meet back up right here. Alternate design. Go straight. This will come right in, right around here. It's kind of not make a perfect curve, but just a curve. Hopefully. Oh no, it won't matter. I have an idea. This will be kind of long. It'll be a long bridge, but I'm gonna ignore that. Remove these nodes and make it. This is a specific kind of network that I know is thin for the quad tracks. It's made out of wood, however. I do wish it was concrete, but it's fine. I could use the standard ones, but they're really deep. Let me change the track network so I don't get these out clipping of gravel. Even if I turn it into this, I don't get this clipping. I get that instead, which I don't want. How do I get rid of this now? Do I bring this forward? No, I think I know. I have to shrink the land, but this will go down. So if I do this, first, let me shrink this so it's a little bit deep enough so a train can at least fit under it. Luckily, the metros aren't tall. Relatively short. Easy to manipulate. About that tall. Doing that actually shrinks it. Cool. Let me shrink it a little bit, just by one more. That's fine. However, I cannot bring this back any further. So to compensate, I guess I'll just add another node back here. Oh, this is already long. Middle.
This is Errol Gibb coming to you live.
This will be kind of a long beam, but
you're listening to Sunny Breeze.
It's fine. Bring this back. I have to shrink the land again, just to get rid of that concrete block there. Take this off. Custom, then drag it down a little bit. Can't set this to middle. No, I can't. So to compensate for them to cross tracks, whenever there's a bend or a custom, you need to have some kind of node control so they don't cross whenever they want to. They tend to do that a lot. Like here, there's a wide gap, so you want them to continue to go straight, preventing them from crossing. Same thing here. Oh my. Along here as well. This one isn't wide, but it's a custom bend, which means they'll do it. Oh, it's middle, but I'm going to set it to custom. This is the shrink the land for here as well. No, I don't have to. Leave. If I level this out, it'll shrink itself. And I erased the node by accident. Get this to the same height as this. Then I level it out from here to there. Oh nope, I guess I have to do it. And just like that. is an adaptive network, so I just bring the wires back. So transmission wire for the above head wires, overhead wires, and towers. The train should fit under there, hopefully. If not, I could just always lower it, but we'll see. I slope this back, not too far. One is fine. I just strain it out. That should... oops. This is a little strange looking. Bring this back so they don't run the rail crossing. That's right. This is a problem. So to get rid of this, I'll probably just have to change this to land to get rid of this excess railing. Isn't a problem. Let's move these rocks somewhere else. A little bit, somewhere right here, then hold page up to make the rocks actually float back up. These, same here. That looks, it still looks a little funky, but okay, that's better. Now our train line should work. I'm going to straighten this out, make a little pass. I'm going to unlock this and just stretch it out a little from both sides. That way, when a train stops, it wants to use the entire station and not just leave a lot of space back and excess space in the front. Unlocking it and stretching it out helps it a lot. Just remember to lock it back. You don't have to do that for these. These ones are fine. Only for an end stop, you can do it. And with that... These are sharp turns, so think of it like Chicago. Sharp turning tracks. 20 might be fast. 15. Fine. There won't be a train going up here, however. If I do that, I will have to make a curve. Yeah, my game crashed yesterday, so I don't blame you. I lost an hour of work, but I built it back. I built it a little bit better. That's the good thing about when the game crashes. You can build it better. Better than what you thought you could have built it. Now it's definitely like Chicago. Train's AI might be stupid. Sometimes they'll cross here and they might even lock themselves in place. But this shouldn't happen. This track will only be used at the dead of night and the morning. That's it. It should not be used any other time. If they lock themselves, then that's their fault. To make this more realistic, I'll add more pillars. Just to make it seem natural. Unnatural when there's a large gap and no pillars. Just looks strange. Same thing when we're going up. Well, like right here to here, it's like no structure, no structural integrity. Whenever there's a large gap. Okay, now gonna test out the train, see how they work. I'm gonna go in front view for a while until I reach my destination. By the time it gets to these stations, there should be passengers waiting. Be one more station in here, city's, well, the second center. Press, please press. Thank you. Metropolitan Depot. I'll probably change the name of that. This will be M1. What is this district? Cherry? I'm just call it Downtown by Cherry. And then for this case, I will always use R142 subway train. I always took this train. Specifically, this is the number variant, the number trains. So this will only be seen on the number autosave. Only be seen on the 2, 4, 5, and 7 lines. The 1, 3, 6 use the R62 trains. That's done. Just one more. This one. Let's put it right here. This will be blue. M2. I don't know what to name you yet. I don't know where this one's going, so let me just stop right there. M2. This will be Industrial Yard, or Industrial Depot. Put a U in there, yep. And see if it works. I'm gonna go in front view of the first train I see. If a train spawns. There it is. M1. I'm gonna take a little stroll. I wanna see how the underground slopes under the river.
Coffee, fuel of the modern economy. The age-old Italian tradition of burning beans and drinking the bitter bean juice. At Burn Bean Coffee, our environment is perfect for all of your.
Let me speed this up. 15 might be too slow, but it's a yard. I don't want to change that. Inner city trains should not be coming in here. I gotta turn off that station.
To make a variety of coffees and sugary coffee-themed drinks just as
Oh,
you like it.
that's a hideous merge. I think this should be fine.
More noise than anyone could reasonably ignore. So drink up and let the productivity flow. Sippy sip coffee fans. Burn Bean Coffee. Get it while it's hot. Due to recent court actions, we are required to warn against the drinking of our coffee. Lights, camera, movie. There's nothing like watching a movie to take you to another place or time. And there's no better place to watch than Drome Cinema. And no better time than the time it takes you to get from where you are to where we are. You'll break box office records of fun as you take a trip to Tinseltown Movieville, USA. Action, cut, quiet on the set. Our theaters feature noise-absorbing fabric, guaranteeing the only thing you hear is the movie. That high-pitched shuttle drone is normal. It's the sound your ears hear when there's nothing.
The one thing I never really did like is that the rendered tunnels, the lights do not work after you first quit the game. The lights would just disappear after this. This is probably the only time you see the lights. When I exit the game and open it again, these lights will be gone.
Where the living is easy, folks. This hour's music is dedicated to all the people out there who are feeling a little wound up, a little frustrated. And I know
Maximum speed is 80.
so kick off those shoes, play some neat on the rack out of the way and enjoy this next tune.
Okay, that part's good. Nothing to complain about yet. I forgot to put a wall on that side. I'll get to that just now. The trees I forgot to move as well. Left to right. Left it is. Okay, 20 might be too slow. 25 might be better. Put here. Does have a nice view of the ocean though, or river. Also having a view of the city itself.
This is your friendly neighborhood DJ, Earl Gibb here, hoping you're having a lovely day.
I kind of want to get rid of the railing and just build my own park railing on this, because this railing is a little too thick. You can't really see anything through it.
Make that 36 minutes.
Oh, this one's gonna turn around. I might do that. I'm gonna upgrade the road and just get rid of the railing and just put the park railing instead. Maybe even the oil railing, since it has like a special kind of fence. Take off alternate design. I don't know if it'll let me upgrade. Oh, it does. Okay, good. Let me do that all along here. Put in a different railing. So it stops. I don't want to mess it up.
I made sure. Of course, it still just makes you wonder. It's natural. But for the
I'm gonna put in this railing.
we're just going to get out of the way and let those hard-working technicians do their
Oil, not that one. This one. This one has a fence that is meant for, well, preventing climbing.
always go the right way. Thanks, guys.
Is it the right way? Yes, it is. Raise this fence. Just on one side. I'm gonna push it back just by one. This one is a little bit more see-through compared to the other one. Same thing for this side. And that should be good. I'm curious to see what it looks like going through this city. First, let me alternate the speed limits. $25 here. 25 is fine there. Oh, I forgot to I forgot to change this one. That's to be R42. There we go. I got there fast actually. Let me disable intercity trains over here. To remove the trees. I don't know if I want to build a quay wall yet. I still have... You know what? No, I'm just gonna build a quay wall. I'm not gonna put a trolley there. It'll be too much of a hassle to bring trolleys over here. I'll place it somewhere else. Put it up to here. Actually, not even there. Or it's a level. Right here, it's fine. Close. The same thing. Just trim it. This has a finicky end, so I'm gonna bring it closer. Same here. A little too close. There are some assets that'll get rid of this curve. I forgot what they're called. Are they ramps? No, wait, custom. You know what? Let me just drag it. It look a little awkward, but bring this over a little bit. I'm gonna see what this looks like going through the city. Yeah, I do want to fix this slope. It's a little bit finicky. It's right there, it's a little weird. I'm more curious about the view, how it enters the city. There it went from Oceanside to inner city really fast. Frame rate's really high still, which is nice. Usually when I do this, the frame rate becomes like really choppy. wide a little bit, and then just make a really sharp turn. It's good to see a lot of people are using it, which is good. Always a good sign. One passengers now. Still thinking about how I want to place that building right in front of us, the FedEx Forum. It should be fine there. Parking will be a problem for that building, but I'm not going to bother too much. And it should go straight into the city center. There's a lot of cars down there. We're waiting for this light down here.
And when people ask me where I get my award-winning meat from, it's from one place, Meaty Bits. No matter what you need, be it a smoked pig, goat by sunset, or a 10-foot alligator and a salty brine, Meaty Bits will get it to you fast with a smile and completely without judgment. So, if it's good enough for Tony Magoni's steakhouse, why not be good enough for Joe Public's home house? Yeah. Get in touch with Meaty Bits. Tell them Tony said
International trade.
Meaty Bits. If it ever was alive, they can get it to you dead.
The park. A lot of cars waiting to turn. The main park. The city center. Nothing beyond this station yet. I should start to do now, actually.
Very helpful young lady splashed some water on my face one time when I was getting a little carried away. A long time ago. Anyway,
I
people
did want to build the
a little down like the
eco-residential in this area.
messed up.
I did mention earlier that I wanted to see what kind of modern buildings modern skyscrapers I had.
I really like it. Your mileage.
I know I had a lot of them, but I'm not sure how they would look. Like, some of these would look fine in this area. Put them next to the water. Nice little place to live. Can't be mad at that location. This one is... same one? That's the same one. Okay. This one as well. This one was nice. All these JP buildings are really nice. By George. Or... is that Jorge? Where it's at. My rule of thumb is, whenever I put a tall building, I don't want to put another tall building next to it. I want to put something small. Like either a small building or like some kind of small park next to the building. Similar to what I did over here. I don't want to have tall building next to tall building after... like something small. Like here's a small office building. Like a medium size next to a park. Something small next to them. I don't want them all to be too big. We'll do the same thing here. I just am not sure what I want to put around it yet. So like maybe something like a little area right here. Something right here, because I don't want to block this view into this building. So maybe put a building right here, but not over here. So this is 10 tiles long. I only have one asset that is 10 tiles long, but it is 4 by 10 rather than 3 by 10. I have nothing that can fit this place, and I'm refuting to put parking lots, because if I put a parking lot, they will fight for this parking lot all the time, causing them to like drive in circles until that parking lot is free, which I don't want. If they were to park, I want them to park on the street at least, or find their way to this place right here. But I could put a park on this portion right here, or I could just use a series of small parks, which might be the better option. I'll put one right here. I do have a 6x3, which is nice because it fits in line with this. So there's a path right here. And this 6x3 can just go straight into it. If I can find it. Here it is. So the path just goes right into it. Keeping that view, I want to put another park right here. It doesn't have to be 3, it could be 4, but I want to keep it parallel, so let's go with another 3. However, this one is going to be longer. This one's going to be an 8x3. I do have a 2x3 park, which is Tetris, I believe. Tetris is 2x3, which fits rather perfectly. This building is small. I have nothing to fill this gap. So to compensate for this, I could just... Well, I don't want to put something here. I might like blocking the view of this building.
This is Earl Gibb.
Let me find another building I could place in that area. Something larger, like...
But you know, I like them all. That's what's so great about my job.
Again, 4x4,
Craziness out there
4x4. Most of these are 4x4, I believe, yeah.
inside where it's
This one's a little short. Something a little taller.
music and talk to you.
Something taller.
I hope you're having a nice day too. Don't touch
Oh wait, I have set to 4x4, that's fine. Rid of vanilla. Okay, there we go. So something like this. Something way much taller. Fit this space. I'm gonna set it this way. Which is nice. Having a path come straight through here and then turn. Having something that is at least 2x4 size would be good to have there. I have this that I can place down, which would be fine. And then continuing a path right between there, making a little T section. Right between here. Just to fill up that space. I want to keep the view of going straight into the building. Even from railroad, just if you look into the side, keep the view of the city. Keep a corridor going straight through. You can see the end building. Behind that building is the water, and then same thing here. Keep the view. Keep the view going through the park. Here is kind of tricky, there's a railroad here. People use this one for... well, it's fine, it's a short distance. There's nothing here yet, anyway. For here, I'm not sure if I want to put something too large there. Maybe a small office building can go right here. Where is it? This one. Will kind of mess up the gap. Fits? No, but I can place this. It's somewhere, maybe like right here. Not too bad right there. Also have this one as well. It's a large building, kind of large. I'll go off grid. I'll place it right here, off center. I want to put something right there. Make a 4x4 park right there. And I do have this office building as well. This office building, I personally like this one because of the staircase effect that this building has. Again, I don't want to put this here, but it is on the other side of the block. And if you were to get this view, you would have to be walking down, kind of, but I'm almost reluctant to put this building here. I could just rotate it so it has more, less of a blockage. There's a little bit more to view. And from the side view, you can get the staircase effects. Is this facing the correct direction? It is. This could work. I'm willing to put this here. And something small over here across the streets, since I do have a park over there and over here. Something small would be fine here. So not, that's a little too large, but I'm not sure if I have a smaller. This is too small and this is too small. Actually, this wouldn't be too bad here, actually. I want a little bit of white. I put something behind here. That's too big. Rise? No, it's a little too large. That's too wide. I'm very picky when it comes to this kind of stuff. Be a long office building right here. This is fine. I believe this is the office building. Just office building. I believe, isn't this the asset? The same asset for the Manhattan Hospital? I believe they're the same. Just one's decorated. Yeah, they're the same. They don't look too bad back to back. I might just leave them like that, honestly. Just change the type of truck that comes out. Even though I do have a hospital right here, but it, you can't hurt by having another hospital nearby, honestly. They probably just specialize in something different. One specializes in hearts, the other one specializes in brain, so something like that. This is short enough. However, let me just go over one. Maybe even two. Just to fill in this gap. Maybe two. I can just fill it with this on this side. I could just put this. In the center here, I can place this. We'll place it on this side, however. So I already have something here. In terms of building, I can continue to place an office building. However, I do not believe I have another office. I lied. I have another one that's the same one as that one, I believe. Oh no, it's different. Again, I will be blocking the view by a substantial amount, but it does leave a nice space because of how short this building is, so it kind of leaves like an opening. Nice little opening right there. I'll keep this. And I do want some kind of storefront on this road. Maybe like a mixed-use commercial building. There aren't many of them that I have, but I can just use one of these buildings, like one of these. These ones do have a storefront, and they are tall, which is what I would need. These are tall enough. They are a storefront building. They do also have a short version, which is nice, actually. In this case, the short version I would use to not block the view of this building. So if I could find it, that'd be nice. Oftentimes blind when I'm looking for these buildings. Either it's invisible or I can't see it. No, I'm just blind. Tall one, middle one, shorter one. And I just placed, there should be a smaller one. No, it's here. I am the definition of blind. It's a 4x4. Let me just sort it out. There it is. This version. A lot shorter. Fits easier. Now, I could put the taller one here. I'm gonna bring this one over here. Drag this one across. And I'm gonna bring the taller one in this area. This one or this one. Let's go with this one. So it kind of fulfills the downtown area a little bit more. Going through, you have these storefront buildings with apartments at top. And further back you go into the office portion of the buildings with a larger residential building. And a large office building placed in the back. I believe you can see inside. A nice park to walk across the river onto the next side, which is also an IT cluster. I need more of in here, if I'm being honest. I did want to place a park. The World Trade Center comes with an asset that I want to place. I believe it's under here. No. Let me just have in the search bar. It might take me a while to find it. There it is. I believe this is inverted. It's an inverted. Yes, it is. Rotate it around. Let's bring it close. Take off snapping. Bring it close right there, and that's the park asset, the building. In actuality, I would have it on this side. Let me do that. I'm gonna bring it on this side. Turn snapping back on. Move this first. Turn snapping back on. Luckily, this building has 4 doors, 4 sides. Rotate it back. I prefer it to be on the road front rather than in the middle of nowhere. We want to cover the whole sidewalk though. This building has to go back a little bit. Then maybe I can put a little cluster building in there, but I don't want to.
Our New Orleans-inspired pork sandwich, the Pig Cheesy, and our signature flagship, the spicy blue cheese top jalapeno cheese.
I want to put
So hurry in and get them
this thing in here.
After all, why take a little bite?
There's a diagonal piece, but how's that? No, it goes clips right through it.
At the old grain mill always has the best service and the best home style meals.
What if I just have 2 of them? 2 of them can't hurt, right?
Make sure you always leave at the old grain mill with
Just
a smile and
do something like this.
belly. Now, be sure that you come down to
Make the tables look like they're extended. Well, let me do this. Make the tables look like they're extended. That marker won't go away, so let me do this. They're still not going away. Can they go away now? Okay, good. Oh, but the trucks are in the way. You know what? Pretend. Just get rid of that.
So we are not responsible for what happened there on that awful night. We just want to focus on making great meals every night at
Something small.
Grain Mill,
Like
family restaurant at the old grain
this.
from our family to yours.
The diagonal portion's gonna bother me. But you know what? Actually, let me just
You're listening to Sunny Breeze
put a building right here.
Gibb.
I want to see how that works.
That dial.
How it looks. I'm gonna fill this up with concrete. And just see how it goes from there. This is fine here. I think it should be fine. Place my traffic lights down. This will be in. Priority. Traffic light. I put traffic lights all along this corridor. Here, I'm gonna make it an all-way stop. Just because of how peaceful this area looks, I'll make it an all-way stop. This can be a building. It can be even. There is a taller one. A taller this one. Well, no. Make it a shorter one. Yeah, this one fits better. This area. City Park is right there. There's an asset that it doesn't have, and it's this one. It is smaller. So there is one asset that's larger that I personally like. The vanilla one is this one. This one fits quite well in here. I just like the reflection from the glass from this asset. Along this portion, I can place more of these city center buildings. It kind of fits. Nice. This office building is lonely by itself. I could place a larger one. I believe I had a larger like this one. City towers. Fits perfect in both directions. However, it does take this one space. I could put this one as well. This one wouldn't be too bad. However, it's not as decorated. I could decorate it myself. For any ones that aren't fit to scale. I could put the woodlog architects right here. I think I might do that. It fits a lot better this position. Maybe even over here, facing the water. That way it has a better view. Driving through, you see that. Nice. This gap, however,
You're listening to Sunny Breeze.
I can place some form of shopping building right here. I do have one. However, it's a little tall. Which is, I don't want shorter ones. Would be nice here. Maybe even facing the other way, other direction. Do that. Maybe facing this direction. Have some little pathings passing through here. The little 2x4 park. I use this park all the time. It kind of fits all my spaces the way I need it to. Normally I use it to fill a gap. Place this here. And now there's a 3x5 space. I have no asset that's 3x5. I do have a 2x2. I did see a space for, probably right here. However, a 3x5 is something unnatural. It's an unnatural number. I'll place a little courtyard right here. Make the path continue from this point. There'll be a little bit of gray spots. I can just place a tree. Plant a tree. Let's go with the tree that I mistakenly call Jamaica all the time. What's it called? And Jacaranda. I'll always call it Jamaica. One more couldn't hurt. Move this one around a little bit. Yeah, and this area is nice. However, This, I wouldn't mind putting a building here in this spot. I don't know why, but this area would be fine if there was a building here, an office building. It has to be thin and tall. This wouldn't be too bad, but oh. Thin and tall. All of these are too thick to place in here, and then I already have one right there. This is large. This, I already placed this next door. This is large as well. These, however, they're not tall enough, but they could get away with it. This one's really nice. I can actually place. No, I can't place this over here. Too long. Yeah, too big. Are there any buildings that don't fit the scale? Too small. No. Okay, these two might be my only chance. So this one might be my only chance. Yeah, this one's fine. Let's get a building in here. I'm gonna fill this gap. Maybe just a 1x4. It'll be small, so which is nice. Yeah, and have a nice gap. That'll be bridged by water, dividing the city into 2 segments. I still haven't named the city yet at all. I don't know what to name it, honestly. Bridge will be a divider for another district. I will fix this train. I never like the way they spawn. I don't know where this track is a dead end, so I don't need this. And I could use it for future purposes, but I don't think I will. After I finish this, my next priority should be more people, but also industry. I also want industry, so farmland, maybe even ore, trees, all that. I'll continue to place buildings alongside the bridge. I always like the idea of having like a waiting hi to people as you're passing the bridge. Something here. Just the regular large commercial will be fine here. Maybe even this one. No, doesn't fit. What does fit though? It's this one. This goes on this side. There's little assets that come with it. Are they those? I thought they were all high residential. Do they not come up in here? Let's show down here. Okay. It's too close. I wish there was a 2-block one. However, I could move this one. Yeah. Nice. And the corner piece, do the same thing again. Place it in there. Maybe this does fit. So I'm actually going to erase this and bring this to the side. This fits nicely in there. bring it over here. Top piece as well, so this fits pretty well. This also comes with the top accessory. Yeah. This side's pretty much, I believe this is done on this portion of the city. Yeah, the view of entering in here is quite nice. But Tetris does add color. Always stop sign here. Yeah. All that's left is the light rail, or tram. Tram is the last thing that I want to put in here. I just don't know the destination yet. For now, the tram line travels all the way over to the courthouse and to the stock exchange. Makes a turnaround point right here. Passes through the city, goes down, meets with the railroad, has junctions with the railroad, and goes up, over, across the bridge. All the way over here, it turns and it keeps going straight. I have no destination for it yet. That's how that stands for now. The wires fit under here? I didn't check. Okay, they do. Towers. I think it should, well, it'll continue the bridge form over here. This is coming along, you see. Get rid of this. See if something better spawns there. Change the road. It's this road. I do like this road a lot better. I just like the way it's matted down. This one's a little too original. I do like the trees, but I also like the lines of the parking. Nice. This road is made by the Urbanist. 2-lane neighborhood street. He makes most of the roads that I use, like this one. Main Street Road, the Historic Road, this one. Also a brick road. And this one. This is a Dutch road, which is found under the bike lane for some reason. Which is weird, but these two. But it's a nice road. It's a nice stone road. It looks more like a historic road more than anything else, like in Manhattan. Old roads were made out of bricks, and some roads you'll see are still brick. They kind of look like, not like this. They have the same color material, but this is nice. You want to put something in here though. I could just fill it in with this park.
When the game's on the line, who do you count on? Steel frame spots. That's who. Check out our ad in the Weekly Nickel.
Oh, it's not a lonely in there. A little something in there.
Back with you, wonderful listeners. This is Earl here, helping you just breathe and relax.
I do have to finish this park though.
Soothing sounds coming your way over the airwaves. Here at Sunny Breeze, everyone has permission to turn that road.
Using the parking space quite well.
Not the station dial. Don't touch that. Just leave that one right where it is. And as for those pesky worries, no point getting it. It isn't important. So just sit back, take a big
A lot less people use this train now. As I put the train there, the metro. However, it'll be more used the longer I make this line, so I'm not gonna let it worry me now. More people will take this instead. 187 people plus 40 more. 155. Turns are sharp, but it's nice to look at. I always did like the design of these trains. I know a lot of people don't like them because other countries have like better design, but these ones look like they're wearing like tuxedos. I don't know why, they look like tuxedos to me. But it's a really nice view once you get everything looking. Yeah, it's basically is. Yeah, from the sharp turns to the crazy junctions like downtown Chicago has, it's a mixture of the elevated line, and New York City. I do that often with the zoning and place buildings. Like, I think this one could be, yeah, this one could be zoned. I mostly try to place things how I don't oftentimes zone. I only zone like residential areas like these. When I build it downtown, I usually take everything from scratch and just place them down. Even for financial districts, even though they have their own zoning, they're not placed how I want them to be placed. They don't look the way I want them to be looked. So I place them down myself. Areas like these, however, I did make a special style for them to be zoned in. I just place the corner buildings myself because the game won't do it. And then I fill in the space with the rest of the stuff. I really like these buildings. They have a really nice design. Yeah, Chicago was a nice place to visit. I visited like my second year of college. Going there for a weekend. It was nice. We went to see all the Frank Lloyd Wright houses, the Oakland Park area. Downtown Chicago was nice. Rode the train pretty much the whole time. We even went in the Willis Tower. That was a time. I had like this little viewing port on the side, and the professor he always used the famous words, "You gotta trust your engineer." It was like a glass box sticking out the building. I don't know how thick the glass was, but it was like a steel cable holding it up. Being me, I jumped on it. He said, "Trust your engineer," so I trusted him. Oh, Detroit does? I don't know, I've never been to Detroit. Detroit... I don't know, I was never really interested in Detroit compared to the other cities. Here. This is a fancy building. New Volton. Is it just called... It's called Michigan, right? Michigan State? Is that what this university's called? Or is it just something with Detroit's name? Where is that asset? Where is it? Ah, here it is. Hmm. Garbage accumulation. Oh, they gotta take their time. Me being me, I put their garbage on the other side of the land. I really should bring it closer, but it's so nice over here. That's true. How many are in use? 45 are in use. I think I'll just put one more plant. That might solve my problem. I'll put this here. I think there might not be enough garbage trucks. That might be the option, but I'm not gonna guarantee it. Is Detroit as cold as windy as Chicago? They are like kind of on the same level, like longitudinally.
While you were busy listening to the radio, I was looking something up on the computer. But, well, it would take me too long to get into it. Plus, there's no cure anyway, so just sit back and relax.
Yeah, Detroit is really freeway heavy. Like closer to the Great Lakes. Yeah, like I-75, I-94, I-96, I believe is there as well. And the road to Canada itself, the border. Yeah, because of that ocean, well, because of the lake, it's always cold. Remember that one year where the entire city was frozen? It was like frozen cold, like negative. I think this might be my favorite view so far. $101, that's a lot. It's always nice when the buildings have their original architecture intact. You get to see the history of what it was. Well, even if the facade is the same, the inside can be modernized. I don't mind adaptive reuse or anything like that. Yeah, the pre-war, yeah, the facades are really nice. Yeah, the wind is what I hate the most when it's cold. Pennsylvania is not as well. Pennsylvania's not bad. Just you can't really. If it's snowing, is bad when it comes to Pennsylvania. If it snows, then you're pretty much screwed. 'Cause every road is a hill, so can't escape. You gotta stay home pretty much. Everything's closed. But I always like it when it snows in cities. Oftentimes, most cities don't get a lot of snow. But the last time it snowed in New York was... can't even remember. Oh, I hate mosquitoes. Yeah, it makes sense. It was built on a swamp. The lake is right there. Yeah, most land, and most land, like landfill. Uh, like the northeast Pennsylvania. Closer to Jersey. Yeah, Harrisburg is a while from me still. I've been to Harrisburg before. Harrisburg, most cities are, they're not bad. They're like small little areas. Like Lancaster or Reading. I really like Lancaster. Lancaster's nice. Philadelphia. Philadelphia is just like New York, so I can't really say much about Philadelphia. Not just like it, but it's very similar. All going. Oh, they're going to the bridge. Okay. A lot of them go to the bridge, I noticed. I really like the gap between the cities. Nice spacing because of this water, this river. Maybe that could be the name. City. Could just be canal. I could just name it. But I know on the map this is north and south, east west. So this is north and south. That was called canal. South Canal, North Canal. Name does sound a little one-dimensional. Oh, the city? I started right here. I built this junction. I made this. Oh my gosh, you were destroyed. How long was that gone? Oh, so were you. Oh, I have no... Do I have no fire? I do. Why did you destroy it? I wish I told you when. Yeah, I started over here. And then I just kind of built my way going this way. Then I built down here. And lastly up here. Then immediately I always, once I start to get a little neighborhood done, I plan out where I'm going to build my city, which is how this all happened. I did say I was going to straighten this road actually. Let me build a small little disaster response as a temporary location. Place it up here as well. I wish the building wasn't so large. Temporary, I guess. Stay right there. Oh, there's water there. Oops.
We all want to be.
And usually I always
We all want to
build my
be
city.
the people we leave behind don't think we're jerks.
Yes, that's the goal. Using these, I use the commuters to connect everything together.
When you rest in peace,
But the goal is, I do have one branching right here.
spend your
This one's just gonna go diagonally going across.
everything taken care of.
This one is right here. This one's gonna go
The last
this way and also this way as well. And then the other side as well. It's gonna go backwards. And one going up here and two down here. So one going up here, one going down here. And the ones that went underground from this side, they're just gonna kind of spread out. That's usually the goal of when I build a city. Usually it's based off of the rail line, but also the highway connection itself. I don't need to worry about that. This map came with a bunch of pre-made roads, which I will fix myself. Like, I'm probably not going to make it just original one-lane roads, one-lane highways. It might become like a... kind of like this road, like a two-lane highway that, for some reason, is a one-lane highway. Like a little... like a US route. I believe this map only has two highways. Just this one and this one. That's usually how I build my cities. So usually I'm just gonna connect this rail line and just make it go somewhere further. While also looking at the other outside roads as well. I don't want to make these too connective. Like for instance, this one goes straight to the bridge, which goes straight into the other side. I will keep this one, but I'll make it 2-lane the entire time. I don't think I'll convert this to 1-lane. It seems like an important road to me anyway, so I'm gonna keep it as large as possible. Well, as large as it should be. Not can be, but should be. 2 lanes is fine. Anything larger than 2 lanes might be too much, depending on the area. I try not to focus on how many lanes there are. I just focus on what's required, really. I guess that's the architect in me talking about what's required according to code, building code, and stuff like that. It's 2 lanes turn, but they like to go on the 2nd lane. I might just make it 1 lane just so they stop doing that. Also, let me turn this on so they don't stop behind each other. That's the main goal. This also needs policy. Garbage should handle itself now, which is 45 as well. My goodness, they take all the trucks. I did forget this blank space right here. Financial district ends on this road, so it should be fine just to place something small. Not small, but I might continue the wall-to-wall aspect. Maybe the larger variants. Let me see. Wall-to-wall. Maybe this one. Well, it is kind of small. Maybe something a little bit larger. Be fitting here. Maybe not even the wall-to-wall. Maybe like a JP building. Type in JP. What? Switch anything? Not what I want. But something like, well, smaller than this, but something similar to this kind of design. 4x4. Usually most of them are 4x4s. This could be fit. This could work. And this could work. There's one walkway right there. I could leave a little gap on this side, kind of like a separation between financial. Make this side a little bit more homey. This side can have... There's a 3x4 building. Oh, it might definitely too tall. This one, it's quite well. I'll just continue the pathing in here. And for the most part, I don't want to fill this up with concrete. Get a tree in there. Some form of tree. Horse chestnut. Yeah, I think that's good. A lot of people want to leaving the city, I believe. Driving home. Driving home. All taking the highway to turn. Driving home, but their house is on the outside? Oh, that one's just leaving the city. Oh, okay. I don't have much access to the highway from the northern portions, which I would like. Maybe something along this road, but there is water right here as well. I was thinking of having like a road like branch off right here and kind of just turn into this segment right here. It would allow for more traffic to take this road leaving the city instead of entering the time. Maybe from here to here, I could just have a little ramp. A lot of people will take this ramp though, so it could cause congestion right here. I was able to back up a little, but not by much. If I just add a little bit extra lane for a while, it should be fine. Right here, there's a lot of cars actually. I could just extend this lane a little bit further. Give more time to merge. Should be fine. I'm gonna do that, and then that might be the last thing I do for today. Almost 11 by me. Time goes fast when you're playing this game. One lane. doesn't touch it yet.
Now, back to the music.
I could at least scoop down to its level before it merges with it. Hopefully it can fit this clearance. If this truck can fit that wide, then this should fit there. Bring this down a little bit more. Well, this will look like the entrance onto Jackie Robinson Parkway. This can go up. Autosave. Not gonna touch it. Don't want to crash. Waiting. Okay. We'll have to redo this line work, but we want to add an extra lane here and give it an extra bit of space, more leeway. So merging here and merging here. In this case, let me add the 4 in the center. Convert them to 3. Let me turn this into dash for the small segments. Shift this over. Allow for more space to merge. Seems a little redundant to do it like this. Like make them all go into one lane. However, more orderly that way. I don't want these guys to jumble. I could just do this to make it a little bit more sensible. I'll leave it like that. However, if there were a case, usually it would be a solid line until the ending point over here. A lot of them will do this. And a lot of them are coming up now. Let me set this to an only lane. Copy these so I don't waste time. Don't need a chevron here, but I'll do it anyway. Invert it, but would be a heavy merge. Considered a heavy merge. Yeah, this is a really heavy merge. Wow. Tell you what, I might do this. Might force him to enter like this. It'll be a weird merge, but these are the kind of merges that I don't like what highways do. But I give him space if you were to look at your blind spot. If there was real life, I'll give him space to look at their blind spot rather than immediately merging. Let me do that. Let me get rid of this portion and just kind of make them merge in. There's a lot of cars coming down.
Fault Tech
This can be broke.
cameras. If you want the best, you have got to go big. That's why our cameras are the biggest on the market. Our shutters the loudest. Our lenses the longest. Cameras aren't paperweights.
Now a lot of them will come this way instead of taking all the way back here and entering.
Most valuable camera is
It is
the one
good.
you're afraid to take outside. Fault Tech.
However,
Only the best.
I want to increase the speed limit. This is a problem. This could have been a continuation from this road. This, I'll continue this habit, making it lane, one side only. However, this will get kind of, only lane will be used a lot. So I'd rather this be always 3 lanes. I don't often use this asset, this road, but it might be the best case scenario where I use it. This traffic light is a big no-no. I'll have to change it. I believe it is 7? No, it's 6. 5. It is 5. Unless it's 4? No, it's 5. At 90 degrees. And there. Now that makes sense. This is what I want to prevent. In this case, this is where I would use 2-lane turn. This is kind of steep. However, this is a hill right here. To bring this back, take off snapping. Bring this back a little bit. Can a truck fit under here? It can. Okay. Curve this over. Not that curved. Could be better. Railing so I don't look like I'm about to crash. A lot of people want to turn left. Okay, so this will be a big... Oh my goodness. This will be a big thing for the future. Prevent them from doing this. This is stupid. I hate it when they do this. Let's go straight. I just might make it 2 lanes to come in, and then it turns into 1. Ease up the traffic a little bit. Give it a little distance. Just make it turn into 1 from there. A lot of cars coming down. Okay. With that being done, the game plan for tomorrow. Tomorrow, build this park, finally. Maybe put something in here. Maybe fill up this area a little bit. I'm not sure what I will do over here yet. Don't know about this area either, not yet, anyway. But I know for tomorrow I want to finish this park, possibly touch this area, and start extending the train lines a little bit further of where I want them to go. I think that'll be it for today. That'll be it for today. Everything's in working order now. So with that, I will be back same time tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. And with that, have a good night, everyone.